What's up, witches?
What's up?
I'm Linda.
And I'm John.
And this is Getting Witchy, and today we are talking all about the Greek gods and goddesses.
Yes, and I want to say, I know it's been a hot minute. Hey, you know, I think we've had this conversation before. I know I don't like watching watching myself. Not that I don't like watching our episodes after the fact. But I know we've said that, or I've said this before, life gets crazy. We want to do more recordings than we have been, but we want to keep at it and try to follow through and do what we've said we were going to do. And such, Friday or Saturday, we'll be doing our Easter special.
Yes.
We're just about, we're just about done with the research because I already had some written up because I have several posts and things that I've posted over the years about various holidays, and Easter is one of my favorite. Gotta love the zombie holiday.
Yes.
Anyway.
And if you ever get a chance to see my Book of Shadows, it is literally a series of 7 binders that are each at least 2 inches thick.
Anyway, so, the Greek pantheon.
Yes. So with the Greek pantheon, you have the Titans, which were the original gods.
Yes.
And then you have the Olympians, who are basically the children of those gods.
Correct.
And then,
but then there's also the primordial, too.
Well, okay. I consider
without
them Titans.
But they're not, though.
Well, okay, fine.
Well, I'm just saying.
I know. Okay, they're
Uranus and Gaia. I mean, they were. I mean, their description, like for the description of the goddess, is a primordial goddess before time and space and matter even existed.
Yes, brought forth by chaos.
Gotta love that. There's lots of religions that love chaos. The Hindu love. Well, I mean, we'll get into that.
Well, and if you're ever wondering why it is that your girlfriend's so crazy,
Don't make me laugh.
I'm sorry.
I apologize. I may cough once in a while, especially if Chica here makes me laugh. I had the flu about a week ago, again, as I mentioned earlier, life.
Yes.
And though I am mostly better, the cough I can't get rid of. I don't know if it has anything to do with the smoking that I'm still trying not to do, or the other smoking, but anyway. Yes, it's windy out there. Come on, focus.
Yeah.
Babe.
Yes, I hear you. But that's a little...
So, of the original 12 Titans...
Yes.
They were believed to be... Well, they didn't all pair up.
No, they didn't.
No. But there was Kronos and... Was it Rhea?
Yes.
Am I pronouncing it?
Rhea.
She is the Greek pantheon aficionado, whereas I'm not. So I don't know all the names, and I'm not going to pronounce them properly, I'm sure. But, like, of course, there was Kronos, of course, Iapetus.
Iapetus.
Oh, it's not an L.
No, it's an I.
See? Would you care to, please? Because
Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
assassinate the.
So you have Kronos and Rhea, who basically were the parents of the 12 Olympians.
Right.
Oceanus and Tethys, Hyperion and Thea, Coeus and Phoebe, and then you have Iapetus, Creus, Nemensine, and Themis.
Wait.
Nemensine. Nemensine.
So the M is silent.
Yes. You know,
Okay.
like Johnny Mnemonic?
It's Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah, but there's an M in front of the
Yeah,
N.
mnemonic.
Yeah.
In mnemonic. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Okay. Nemensine.
Anyway.
And Phoebe. Now, Iapetus, Creus, Nemensini, and Themis, they were all unpaired, but the others were paired up.
Gotcha.
So it was.
So 6 male, 6 female.
But 4 of them
But they weren't
not
all paired up.
Correct.
Well, one of them actually slept with Zeus, and that's a whole.
But was not married to
No,
them.
wasn't. But
the
they
pairings,
bore a child to Zeus, her nephew.
Yes. So here's the thing: in the Greek pantheon, there is a lot of incest. A lot. And is it really any wonder that
So
humanity?
is in the Bible too. I
But
mean,
is it really any wonder that humanity is as effed up as it is, considering the fact that how the gods were viewed? I mean, really.
at least the stories that we're told.
Yes.
So, do
let's
we
not
wanna
even get into the stories that were not
So,
told.
do we want to get in? Do you want to start with the gods?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Because we're doing it in reverse this time. Last time I did the gods, and she did the goddesses of Norse mythology. For those that aren't keeping up,
Yes, and this time I did the gods and he's doing the goddesses. I mean, not doing the
It
goddesses,
was a
but
trap.
performing the goddesses. Or presenting the goddesses.
perform. Don't make me laugh.
Okay, so first off, we have Uranus. Okay, has a planet named after himself, right? Husband of Gaia.
There's a 10-year-old joke in there somewhere, or a joke told by a 10-year-old.
Only if you pronounce it Uranus. But anyway, father of Cronus. Husband of Rhea. Brother of like Phoebe and Oceanus. He and Rhea gave birth to Cronus, who was the father of pretty much all of the 12 Olympians. Well, most of them anyway. Zeus, Hestia, Hades, Poseidon, Hera, Demeter. He ruled over all of the other Titans until Zeus came along and dethroned him. If you do not know that story, Cronus was kind of an evil bastard. Like, he ate his children.
But they were somehow, he swallowed them whole.
Yes.
And they lived in a prison cell in his gut.
Yes.
Like,
until Rhea, whatever her name is, got sick and tired of her children being eaten by their father and hid Zeus away. She fed Cronus a rock wrapped as a baby and allowed Zeus to be raised in some hidden island somewhere until he was old enough
fed on milk and honey.
Fed on milk and honey until he was old enough to dethrone his father. Not only did he dethrone him, he castrated him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, wasn't that Uranus?
No, that was Cronus. And it fell into the ocean and Aphrodite was born.
Okay.
Yeah. Aphrodite, born of a penis.
Anyway, go on for the gods.
And then of course we have Coes.
This might be a two-parter.
It could be. Coes, who was the husband and brother of Phoebe and the father of Leto. I mean, not really much was said about him. He kind of just like disappeared.
Leto, like the comedian?
More like Jared Leto.
Okay.
Not
I'm
Jared.
being a... Go on. I was being a smartass.
Oceanus, who's the husband of Tethys, father of Iapetus. Now, Oceanus was the river that encircled the earth. He was a Titan.
Hence the word ocean.
Yes, Lord of the River Ocean. He is the father of all of the Oceanids, who are the nymphs of the great river. He's also the father of all of the gods of the rivers. There are many different gods of rivers and goddesses. And they all have different names, but...
And different purposes.
Or
similar but different.
Oh, yeah, similar but different, but, they've all got their own little thing going on. But basically, water nymphs. Nymph.
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
We have Hyperion, who was the father of the sun, moon, and the dawn. Basically like the original sun god, but then that was kind of taken over by Apollo. Iapetus, who was the father of Atlas, Prometheus, and Epimetheus. Now, two of his sons were incredibly famous. Atlas was the god who held the world, the weight of the world on his shoulders. Prometheus is the god who gave us fire and ended up being punished by having an eagle eat his innards every day, and he would die and then be reborn the next day just to have it happen all over again.
I remember that story.
And then, of course, we have Hades. In Roman mythology, he was known as Pluto, Lord of the Underworld. Now, here's the thing. He is not the devil, okay? So anybody who wants to try to equate him with the devil, you're wrong. He was not the devil. He was simply Lord of the Underworld. He kept the spirits of the dead in place, wherever it was that they were supposed to go.
And guided them to where they were supposed to be.
Yes, whether it was supposed to be Tartarus, which is the Greek equivalent, I guess, to the Christian hell, or the Elysian Fields, which was the Greek equivalent to heaven. He guided the souls to where they needed to go and made sure they stayed there. He was also the husband of Persephone. He's also her uncle, and he kidnapped her and forced her to stay in the underworld with him, and basically told her that she could leave as long as she did not eat any food of the underworld. And unfortunately, she ate 6 pomegranate seeds, which means that she stays in the underworld for half of the year and then stays up here with her mom for the other half of the world, or half of the year. But he was also the god of wealth and precious metals that are hidden in the earth. He had a famous helmet that had wings on it, which would make the wearer invisible. And if you've ever read the story of Perseus, that helmet comes into play. Mm-hmm. It was given to Perseus by Hermes, which we'll talk about later. But, you know, even though he had a home on Olympus, Hades very rarely left the underworld. And he was not encouraged to do so because he was kind of seen as very...
But he was the oldest.
He was the oldest. He was the oldest. But after Zeus...
I think he was kind of okay with... He cared about the human race and wanted to make sure that they found their home once their human existence ended. They weren't just wandering the universe lost.
And that could very well be.
That's just my opinion.
I mean, I really
based on things that I've read.
I really don't see him as like a bad guy. But I think he took his job very seriously.
Yeah, maybe a little too seriously. I mean, the whole niece thing.
Yeah.
You know, but anyway.
Next we have Poseidon, in Roman mythology known as Neptune, who actually was the father of Persephone. Oh wait, no, he wasn't. I'm sorry, that was Zeus. But he helped Hades kidnap her.
Yes, but it was either Artemis or it was, I forget which goddess. She helped Persephone's mother find her, which is what allowed her ultimately to be in the world of the living for half a year, and then she actually came to love him because he respected her as an equal.
Yes, he did.
She was not treated as a subordinate or less than or whatever.
Or a slave or a conquest or anything like that.
She could make decisions just like he could, and because of that respect, she learned to. And
in some of the myths that I have read, she actually is more... I don't even know what the word is for it, but she's more like out there than Hades is.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
if somebody breaks the rules, he's more like, oh, okay, it's okay. And she's like, no, 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 no. I'm going to set this
if I
fucker
gotta
straight.
follow the fucking rules.
I'm going to set this fucker straight.
Well, that's kind of and I'm not trying, there's a movie that was out a few years ago, something with Percy Jackson, not going to get into the plot line, storyline, or the artistic value of the movie, but that was the way her character was, like, she was strong.
Mm-hmm.
She was not a victim. She didn't necessarily want to be there at that moment during the playing out of that storyline, but she was not just somebody that was, in shackles and bondage and blah blah blah. She controlled shit. Anyway, go ahead.
No worries. But he was not seen as like pitying to the dead. Like, he was very just.
Yes.
Very straightforward and very just.
And people didn't fear, at least from what I've researched, people didn't fear him. Like, if you talk about Satan or the devil today to a group of Christians,
they fear him.
By God, I mean, no pun intended, but they're like deathly afraid of the concept of having a conversation with the man, let alone.
But the Greeks, they just viewed him as death as another part of life.
Yeah,
it's a part of the cycle, and he's just taking us to where we need to go. And then you have, of course, Poseidon in Roman mythology known as Neptune, who was the second brother, the middle brother. He got to rule over the seas and the oceans. He was second only to Zeus in terms of eminence. So when it came to strength, he was the one who was second to Zeus. Even though Hades was older,
right?
Even though some of the women were older, Poseidon was second in strength to Zeus. Right. He was very important to not only the Greeks, the Greeks on both sides of the Aegean Sea, because they were all seafarers. Of course they're going to be, they're going to want to venerate him,
right? Because
he is the god of the sea. But his wife was Amphitrite, who was a granddaughter of Oceanus. He had a splendid palace beneath the sea, but was most often found in Olympus, which I kind of find interesting. But he was, basically like either the father or grandfather to Triton, which, if you're familiar with...
Probably to keep his brother in check.
Yeah, probably. But, he gave the first horse to man. How... This is one thing I never quite understood. How in the world did horses become associated with the sea? I mean, besides seahorses. Like that. But, I'm talking land horses.
That's definitely... I mean, that's a land animal.
Yeah. But he gave
Although
the first one to us.
Although they do quite well in water.
They do. They do. As long as it's shallow enough that they can see the bottom.
Yeah.
But he was also referred to as the Earth Shaker because even though he ruled over the sea, he also ruled over storms.
Right. Even
though Zeus held the thunderbolt, the lightning bolt, and thunder, Poseidon was the one who controlled storms. Always seen carrying his trident, which is that three-pronged fork-looking thing. And also had a connection to bulls.
Another odd connection.
Yeah. And then, of course, we have Zeus, who in Roman mythology was known as Jupiter, who was not only king of the gods, but he was the husband and brother of Hera. Again, lots of incest in Greek mythology. Not only was he her husband, but he actually raped her got her knocked up, and forced her to marry him, and then proceeded to cheat on her with anything that breathed. And I am not joking about that. Men, women, animals, and had lots and lots of children by them. The most famous of which was probably Hercules, but he was also the father of Perseus.
Was that the one where he made himself into a
golden
goose?
shower?
Oh, golden shower?
The golden shower is Perseus. Yeah, that, if you ever read that. So here's the thing. Back in college, I took a mythology course, and one of our assignments was we had to do something with one of the myths that we had read, and I chose to modernize one of the myths that we had read, and by that time we had read the myth of Perseus and the Trojan War. And so when I modernized it, instead of Zeus coming to Danae as a golden shower, I had it be that she was locked in the basement and he was sneaking into her bedroom every day, unbeknownst to her father. And the chorus of "oh" that came from all of the guys in the class
I'm sure.
It was quite funny, to me at least. But yeah, like, no, so the one where he was disguised as a swan
Yeah.
was actually Hera, because he knew she had a fondness for them. And he posed as a wounded swan, and when she went to hold it to heal it, he turned into his normal form and
took her.
yeah.
Okay.
At which point she became pregnant, and then he forced her to marry him to hide her shame.
Okay.
Strongest of all the gods, according to one myth, if he had lassoed a rope against the pinnacle of Mount Olympus and put all the other gods on one end and himself on the other, he would have been able to lift them off of the ground. Personally, I think he was just arrogant as hell. But he was the leader of the gods, the Olympian gods. The rain god, cloud gatherer, had his firebolt, thunderbolt, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And then, of course, we have Hermes, who in Roman mythology is known as Mercury, who was one of the messengers of the gods. He is actually, in image, the most famous of all the gods, because he is the one who actually wears the helmet with the wings and the sandals with the wings. So what messenger service is that?
I don't remember now, but
there was one though, right?
Yes.
It was like,
well, I think even there was a Bell company that used the wings also.
Because I want to say it was
Or a
like,
tire company.
was it FTD or something like that?
Yes, FTD was one of them.
Yeah. That used to use his image. He is the son of Zeus and Maya, who is the daughter of Atlas. He was not only the messenger of the gods, but was also the shrewdest and most cunning of the gods. By the time he was 1 day old, he had stolen Apollo's herds. And so basically, like, he was the master thief. But he also invented the lyre, which, if you're not familiar with that, if I remember correctly, it's kind of like a harp.
Yep.
Which he gave to Apollo as an apology for the fact that he stole his herds of sheep. He's also the protector of traders and a master of commerce. But
traders. Not traders.
No, traders. People who trade.
Okay.
But he is also the one who actually guides the souls of the dead to the underworld.
Okay.
Until they can be judged, and then once they are judged, then they go to where they are supposed to go. And then we have Apollo, who is the sun god, son of Zeus and Leto, who was born on Delos. He is a master musician. So if you are ever in need of musical inspiration, you can always call out to him. He's also an archer god. And he is the twin brother of Artemis, but oddly enough, she delivered him. Like when she was born first. And then
to try to make sense of, I'm stealing some of your drink.
Yeah, go ahead.
To try to make sense of, your sister was born and then she delivered you. I mean,
right?
No.
He is known as the god of light, the god of truth. His oracle is at Delphi, and his oracle could never tell a lie because of the fact that he is the god of truth.
Cheers.
Cheers. He is closely associated with the laurel tree.
Okay.
Because he was chasing a nymph, and right, he was deeply infatuated with her. I'm not going to say in love because, I think he only ever saw her, and was chasing her, and she pleaded out to her mother to rescue her, and basically a hole opened up and swallowed her, and in her place sprang a laurel tree. And so he
That sounds awful lot like the story about... Well, maybe I'm getting them confused.
Was it Daphne?
There was a story with her that was similar. Unless, there's all...
so many.
Yeah, and they all kind of sound a little familiar. But
right.
Anyway.
But he's also associated with the dolphin and the crow.
Again, too odd. Although the dolphin does catch air, the crow don't go swimming.
No. But the crow does.
They are intelligent.
Yeah, they are super intelligent. And then we have Ares, who in Roman mythology is known as Mars, god of war, and very, very, none of the other gods really liked him because he was incredibly arrogant.
God of war.
Very just temperamental. God of war. Yeah, they really detested him, but he was the son of Zeus and Hera, who also detested him.
Because he was so much like his father, probably.
He was incredibly murderous. He didn't care who he went to war with. He went to war. Any chance he got.
Yep.
But he, from what I read in a couple different mythologies, or a couple different myths, is that he had a sister named Eris, known as Discord. But they don't say who her parents are. They never list her parents as Zeus and Hera.
Yeah.
Which is odd. But if you were to go to offensive war, he was the one you would call on, even though, but here's the thing, he may have been the god of war, but he was also seen as a big coward. If you took the war to him, he would tuck tail and run.
Okay. Like a bully.
Yeah, pretty
Mostly.
much.
Yeah.
And then the last one was Hephaestus, who in some myths is said to be the son of both Zeus and Hera. In other myths, he's said to be the son of Hera alone, as her retaliation for Zeus giving birth to Athena on his own. It was her attempt to give birth.
I love how they give birth to another living being by themselves.
Right?
Anyway.
He was, out of all of the Olympians who were deemed...
Sounds kind of like Petri dish. Kind of...
kind of.
Yeah. Anyway,
but
I'm sorry. I
among
digress.
all of the beautiful gods and goddesses of Olympus, he was the only ugly one. And he was crippled. But he was highly revered on Olympus. He was their blacksmith. He was their armorer. He was their inventor. He was the one who forged Zeus's lightning bolts.
Yeah, if you wanted something, you went to him.
Yeah, if anything technology based, you went to Hephaestus. And they greatly revered him for that. And in one point, he was said to have been married to Aphrodite. But she cheated on him with Ares and got caught. Like, he caught them red-handed, like, in a net. But instead of it causing either one of the cheaters shame, it kind of backfired on him. And, like, a lot of the other gods were, like, making comments about how basically they'd do her too if they had a chance. And I don't know. Like, I personally feel like he kind of got the short end of the stick.
Well, yeah, because he was the cripple.
Well, yeah.
I don't mean to say it like that, but he was the handicapped one.
Yes.
Regardless of what he made for them, he was still less than them in their eyes.
Yes. But he was also, when children were formally admitted into the city organization, like when they became of age, he was the god of ceremony over that whole thing. So he at least was respected in some rights.
Right.
So, that's it for the gods.
Okay.
What you got for the goddesses?
Like I said, this should probably be a 2 freaking parter. All right. Well, for the Titan goddesses, we have Rhea. She was the goddess of healing and childbirth. Again, wife of Kronos, and the mother of the 6 younger gods that eventually overthrew the Titans. Is it Tia?
Tethys? Or are you talking... Oh, Thea.
Thea. Goddess of sight and vision, and by extension, she was the one that bestowed the luster and beauty to gold, silver, and gems. Tethys, the wife of Oceanus. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Close enough, right? Mother of a number of powerful deities, including the Potemoi and the Oceanids that you mentioned. Also known as river gods, sea nymphs, and cloud nymphs, which is an odd one for the ocean. Again, with the horses and the bulls.
But water based still, because clouds are water.
Yeah. She apparently is known for her maternal nature and having bore over 3,000. Let me restate that. She apparently has bore over 3,000 children, most of which are the sea monsters and shit like that. But then, yeah, okay. And then, what's that?
Nemesine?
Say it again.
Nemesine.
Nemesine. Nemos. That seems too simplistic. Okay. Goddess. This is funny. Goddess of memory.
Which is...
What I couldn't even remember how you said it 20 minutes ago when we started this. Anyway, no, just kidding. And also mother of one of the 9 muses, or all of the 9 muses, not one of, by her nephew.
Zeus. Again, lots and lots of incest.
Themis?
Yes.
Okay. Goddess of justice, divine order, law, and custom. The images that I saw of this woman they did not have the scale, but I bullshit you. I mean, it was the statue without the scale. Like everything about her that they showed.
Oh, with the...
Well, no, there was no blind. Justice is not blind. The people make believe that justice is blind.
Okay.
Anyway, but her beautiful image in typical Greek/Roman form, where she is voluptuous, not fucking Barbie doll. And one hand is like this, and the other one's like this, except there's no hand here, and there's no hand here. But it's the same freaking anyway.
Right.
I make that point because we were talking a few days ago about how through history, whenever one group takes over another area, they just completely disintegrate any history of that group. Like
Yes.
all written or sculptures and like anyway. Phoebe. She was she is the goddess of intellect, responsible for granting knowledge to both gods and mortals about various things. She was also apparently one of the protectors of, if not the protector of, the Oracle Delphi. I always thought it was Delphi. That's the way it's spelled. All right. So with the Olympian goddesses, of course, we have Hera, the wife to Zeus, the goddess of marriage, women, and family, and protector of women during childbirth, which I find kind of strange, since she put snakes in Hercules' bed.
Which, actually, no, she didn't.
That's the story they tell.
That's a Disney myth.
All right, I like Disney. I grew up on Disney, but it was not because of that.
No,
I've watched lots of Hercules movies over the years. They were horrible too, 70s and 80s. Think about it. And they were not Disney owned. I'm not talking about freaking Hercules cartoon where
she
he
did
grabs
not
the two.
put snakes into his crib when he was a baby. She did not go after him until he was an adult. She made him go crazy and kill his own wife and children.
I remember that too. I saw that. Yeah. Anyway, and then there's Artemis. She's described by some writers as being almost feral, but is a goddess of witchcraft, the hunt, wilderness, wild animals, nature, vegetation, childbirth, childcare, and chastity. Really? Yes. Any of them being a god or goddess of chastity, they are fucking everything.
She was seen as one of the virgin goddesses, though.
Okay.
Along with a couple
sister
of the
to
others
Apollo. And apparently there is a goddess named Selene.
Yes.
Yes.
The moon
I'm
goddess.
not familiar with... Well, Artemis is also a moon goddess.
Well, yes, but she is akin to Selene.
Well, see, I've never, ever heard of Selene until we started doing this research. Anyway, I hadn't.
Oh, okay.
Aphrodite, obviously associated with love, aphrodisiac, lust, beauty, pleasure, passion, procreation, and this is one of, I think, only two that I mentioned their Roman counterpart, which would be Venus, who's associated with desire, sex, fertility, prosperity, and victory. And apparently the items that represent her would be like seashells, myrtles. That's a branch, right? Or a plant.
Yeah, it's a type of tree.
It's a plant. Of course, the rose, doves, which is weird if you've got seashells and doves. Again, the mix of the land that's air and the sea.
But doves
sparrows and swans.
Doves generally
I thought
represent
swans
love.
were with Hera.
Well, swans are one of Hera's things, but they're also a creature of beauty. You know, there's the ugly duckling.
They're mean as fuck, though.
They are mean as fuck, but they are seen as the graceful, beautiful.
And then there's
swans.
Demeter, which I thought was a guy. By the name, I told you I'm not big on. For whatever reason, I thought Demeter was a guy. Okay. I already asked for forgiveness from her. goddess of the harvest, art, agriculture, law, and the seasons. Of course, crops as well with the seasons. But it goes further into like grains and corns and all of that, and fertility of the earth. The mother of Persephone, excuse me, which is why I felt like a real jackass once I read that, because I already knew the story of Persephone, who was kidnapped by
Right.
her uncle. And anyway, so no hate mail, or if you want to, I don't give a shit. Doesn't bother me any. Now the whole thing of her having to go back. Now there are some stories that say once a year, but it doesn't. They don't say for how long. You mentioned earlier 6 months. 6 months with the living, 6 months with the dead.
Right, and there are some myths that say like 3 months with the dead and the other 9 months with the living, but the 6 months on and 6 months off actually makes more sense to me, because when you go from spring to fall, like that's 6
Right.
months.
Well, the thought process that was mentioned in a couple of the things that I found was that cycle from the living to the dead to the living to the dead is a representation of the life cycle of humans
Oh,
to some degree.
yes.
But I learned something, even though I was a little embarrassed by the whole thought that Demeter was, yeah. Anyway,
Which I
and then
kind of
Athena.
find interesting, though, because I thought I had mentioned to you once that Demeter was my patron goddess.
No,
Oh,
no. Then there's Athena. I don't know why I specified it in this and these. Daughter of Zeus. There are lots of daughters of Zeus, so we won't get it.
but she is of Zeus solely.
Right. What do you mean?
Because
Oh, she's the one that he created without any other.
yes,
Petri dish bitch. Okay. Well, I mean, how could we do that today?
no, that's
Apparently born in full body armor.
yes, fully grown in full body armor, ready for war.
Petri dish. Put into a giant fish tank and grown. That's a whole nother topic. Aliens and all that. But doesn't that? I mean, how is someone born fully grown in full war armor?
We're talking about gods here.
Yeah. Okay. She is the virgin goddess of owls and snakes. That's a weird mix.
Are those two not enemies?
Pretty much. I mean, an
Bird,
owl
snake.
eat a snake. A snake will kill an owl if it needed
Can
to.
get it.
Yeah.
If it can get it.
Although I do like Athena. She's a badass.
Oh,
like
she's
she's
totally
straight up a
badass.
fucking badass.
She's totally a badass.
Now Alcyone,
Yeah.
one of the 7 Pleiades sisters. Now I don't have the other 6. Look, there are a lot of goddesses. I mean, the pantheon of the Greek mythos, and then get into the Roman counterparts. Like, some of them are the same, some of them aren't. Some of them have other similarities from here to there. Yeah. Anyway, she is one of the 7 Pleiades sisters, and daughter of Atlas and Pleione.
Yeah.
Cleone. And she bore 7 children with
With Poseidon.
so his granddaughter. I mean, Atlas is a son of Poseidon, is he not? I thought Atlas
No, Atlas is one of the sons of a Titan. He's Iapetus's son.
Anyway, like it's
He's
twisted.
Poseidon's uncle, basically.
Atlas is Poseidon's uncle.
Yes.
So
Alcyon.
his first cousin. Wow.
I told you there's a lot of incest in Greek mythology. Is it really any wonder that humanity is as fucked up
Calypso.
as it is?
I love Calypso in Pirates of the Caribbean. She was fucking badass. I liked her. But in
With her jar of dirt.
well, I'll take the jar back. No, I want this jar back. Anyway,
It helps.
she is the original divine witch. No, that's Circe. Sorry, Calypso. She's a sea nymph, which fits with the movie to a degree. Who lived on an island called. Well, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that.
Ogaisha?
Sure. Okay. You get that from 2 G's in it? Okay.
With a Y in between?
Okay. Okay. I'm not arguing. The island where the story of Homer's Odyssey took place. She is the one that captured the ship and held Odysseus for 7 years, turned his men into pigs, which happened to be her favorite animal to turn people into, especially men. She's the one that promised him immortality. Excuse me?
What?
But he refused and wanted to go home. Then there's, is it Seto?
Seto.
Considered to be one of the most ancient of the deities, also a primordial sea goddess in Greek mythology. Daughter of Pontus and Gaia. Who's Pontus? I mean, see, they got all kinds. I mean, they're all over the place with it. Like, where the fuck did Pontus? It's spelt just like Pontius, but without the I.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Pontus. If someone knows the story behind that, I'd love to hear it. And apparently she gave birth to all kinds of atrocious sea monsters and other things. Then there's Daphne, the goddess of divination and sensuality, clairvoyance, and protection. There's a lot of protection, so people thought anyway. Oh, bay laurel leaves are sacred to her, especially while performing divinations. I mean, you are talking about a god of divination. You want to call upon her if you're doing anything like that. She prefers offerings of river water and alcohol.
My kind of girl.
Hell yeah. And then there's Dione. Is that Dione?
Dion.
Dione. But it sounds French. It doesn't sound fucking Greek or Latin. Anyway, goddess of mystery, known for her ability to comfort and heal by touch, which is said what she did to heal Aphrodite when she was injured during the battle at the siege of Troy. Then there's, is it Iris? Iris. Goddess of chaos and discord. Probably born of the primordial chaos without it being... Anyway, she calls forth war and enjoys seeing the misfortune of man. Not men, like they did, like the research that I did, multiple listings. It didn't see whenever I've read something that mentioned about like the grand, like all of mankind, it would use the plural men. But if it was talking about the gender, yes, just two, it would say man. So I find it interesting.
She likes the downfall of
man, not mankind,
no.
not everybody. But so I found that pretty interesting.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, she takes after her brother.
And we mentioned Eos, right? No,
we have not mentioned Eos.
Eos?
But there is
What?
something about Iris that I think people should know about.
but
She is the cause of the start of the Trojan War.
because of the golden apple
The
thing
golden apple thing that she tossed into the wedding reception.
that she wasn't invited to.
Right.
And on the apple, she wrote something like
To the fairest. For the fairest.
which is interesting. I wonder if that's where the story of Snow White came from. With that, or
But-
the mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of the? Anyway,
I don't know. But
Just
for
a thought.
Athena, Aphrodite, and
Hera.
Hera to all be fighting for it,
it was
and all trying to bribe young Paris, Athena offering him that he would be like the greatest warrior ever, Hera offering him something, and Aphrodite offering him the most beautiful woman in the world. And that's what he chose. I mean, like, talk about sowing discord. But no, we have not mentioned Eos yet.
Okay. The goddess of the dawn. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. Like I already said, apparently she is the goddess. Now, again, she's another one I've not heard of. I mean, other than EOS Fitness. They didn't pay for advertising. I don't recommend them. I don't know anything about them. You go there and that's your business. But yeah, I've never heard of EOS either. And apparently she is the goddess of the dawn. She, at 5:57 or whatever fuck time that the sun decides to come up, she's the one that opens the heavens for the sun to arise. In addition, she is a warrior, winged warrior, which is appropriate since she opens the dawn. And if you're trying to banish any negative energy, evil spirits, whatever, while you're doing your saging or feather smoke or whatever it is that you do to cleanse, you would call upon her to help you do that, because that's what she enjoys doing. Then there's Persephone. God damn. I don't. Dyslexia. Okay? It's not funny. No, actually it is very funny. I screwed up like 3 times today. I don't know what was... Well, I'm a little cloudy still because I'm sick. And, the medicine makes you a little more cloudy, but in a more funny way sometimes. And someone's credit card wouldn't go through. Our system hates Chase Bank for some reason.
Yes, it does.
We've got one register in the entire freaking store that always works with Chase. So if there's an issue anywhere, don't try another. Just come to the service desk on that particular. Anyway, I messed up twice in one conversation with this dude and his girlfriend, and they're just trying to ring out, and I mispronounced or misquoted the amount, and I was just like, I'm sorry, I'm literally dyslexic. Anyway, Persephone, daughter of Zeus, hey,
and Demeter,
which is
yes,
his
sister.
Wow. Wife to Hades, and she is queen of the underworld. There are 2 versions of her, apparently, or 2 thought processes. She was taken by Hades as his princess of the underworld, later returned to her mother, but she is forced to return once a year, each year. Another version of the myth said that she was first brought to the underworld. She was not happy. Hades abducted and marrying her, but began to love him when he treated her as an equal.
Right.
Sorry, my own writing. Reading is not my favorite suit. In Orphic literature, she is Dionysus'
She is
mother.
by her own father.
By Zeus.
If you don't know who Dionysus is, he is basically the Greek god of wine and
Gee, I wonder why he's the Greek god of alcohol. Motherfucker's got to be drunk all the time to deal with the fact that his grandfather is his father. Wow. Okay. And then there's Heket. That sounds Egyptian. Hecate. It still sounds Egyptian. It sounds Native American, actually, now. The god, and I'm not trying to be funny with that because I love them.
No,
I love
I'm still,
my native brothers and sisters. Sorry for what my ancestors did. She was the goddess of magic, witchcraft, the night, a moon goddess. She was the goddess of the ghosts, to some degree the underworld, because of the ghost aspect. Doorways. Ooh, doorways to what?
Heaven?
Well, all kinds of places. There's probably fucking amazing stories about her. Creatures of the night, necromancy, and capable of both good and evil. She was the original Shadow Jedi. She's not, she's a converted Star Wars fan, but she's not a Jedi nerd. She's a Trekkie, which is okay. I'm a Trekkie too, but
yeah, but you're more Jedi.
Yeah, abso-freaking.
Which
Well,
I find funny.
I'm more Sith.
I find
That's the shadow part.
I find interesting that you are more Star Wars, which is all about like the mythos and the spirituality, and I am more Star Trek, which is all about the science.
Yeah, and I
and
love
technology.
And I'm down to watch the new Star Trek any freaking time, or the old ones. I love Star Trek because it is about the science.
It is.
Whereas Star Wars is and Lucas did that on purpose. The whole thing about Star Wars was about mythology. Like there are multiple storyline, and even I think it was Hamlet. There was aspects of Hamlet in Star Wars. The whole father-son thing.
Yeah. Well.
I mean, like if you really break it down, like he was not just throwing shit together and seeing what sticks.
No.
But I love Star Trek too. Anyway, if you're still hanging with us, we love you because it's been a hot minute, 45 to be roughly exact.
Yes. Well,
we thank you.
We do thank you. We thank you tremendously because without you watching and listening to our podcast, we would not have made it onto not one, not two, but 5 different top 10 lists on Good Pods.
Oh, cool.
So we do
I
thank you.
honestly didn't know that.
Well, I thought
That's
I told
cool.
you.
No.
Oh no, I woke you up pretty early one morning and told you about it, and I think you went back to sleep. But yes, we are. If you've been following our Instagram, I posted it on there, like which boards it is that we made it onto. I think we made it onto like the #1 Witchcraft Monthly.
Did you just see that? I was talking to them.
Oh, did you?
I took a fucking drink, and all I did was, and it. I know there's going to be a comment from somebody eventually about that, right in the face.
But anyway, we thank you very much. Keep listening. Keep watching.
Keep
we
watching
have
the skies.
more interesting episodes. Definitely
Next
about
one's Irish.
yes. The next
Celtic.
one is going to be the Celtic gods and goddesses, and we hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, rest of your week. Peace out.